Hello, my name is Nur Akila Shahmi binti Hazimi. My ID number is SIB 220700161. So today I'm going to briefly explain about our areas of the firm's liquidity, leverage, profitability, and asset management ratio. First, we look at the liquidity ratio. The current ratio of Seri Meru is 3.81 times, which is higher than the average industry that is 2.5 times. This indicates that Seri Meru has more current assets than current liabilities. It also has the potential to meet the short-term obligation. Second, we look at the leverage, which consists of debt ratio and time interest earned. If we look at the Seri Meru debt ratio is 29%, which is higher than the average industry that is 22%. So here we can see that Seri Meru assets are financed through borrowing. Besides that, the times interest earned of Seri Meru also higher than the average industry, which is the Seri Meru has 14 times higher than the average industry, which is 9.8 times. That means Seri Meru has a better ability to meet interest obligation and implies lower financial risk. Profitability ratio consists of net profit margin, return on asset, and return on equity. Net profit margin provides insight into how well a company is managing its expenses relative to its revenue. Seri Meru net profit margin is 9.4%, which is lower than the average industry. So here we can see that Seri Meru may have some challenges into controlling costs, and this will impact the Seri Meru profitabilities. Seri Meru return of asset is 12.6%, which is higher than average industry. It means that Seri Meru can indicate better efficiency in converting asset into profit. Seri Meru return of equity is 17.77%, which is lower than average industry. So here, we can see that Seri Meru didn't have the ability to generate return for the shareholders. Asset management ratio. So first, we look at the inventory turnover ratio of Seri Meru. The inventory turnover ratio of Seri Meru is 2.65 times, which is lower than the average industry. This indicates that Seri Meru may have overstocking or potential issues with the sales. Next is average collection period. Is used to assess how efficiently the company manages its account receivable and measure the average number of days takes for company to collect payment from the customer after a sales. The average collection of the Seri Meru is 102 days, which is lower than average industry. From here, we can see that Seri Meru may have slower payment collection. Non-current asset turnover of Seri Meru is 5.6 times, which is higher than the average industry. This indicating more efficiency utilizing of asset in generating revenue. Last but not least, total asset turnover of Seri Meru is 1.33 times, which is lower than the average industry. This indicates that Seri Meru has less effective asset utilization.
My name is Farid Saifullah bin Ibrahim. I am from class DIB 5C. My ID number is SIB 220702555. Now we'll be answering question number 3. And the first one is the weakness. There are 3 weaknesses of Seri Meru as Sedan Berhad, which is liquidity ratio, profitability ratio, and asset management ratio. So the first one is liquidity. Aggressive account receivable policies. If Seri Meru extends credit conditions to clients in a way that result in a sizable amount of account receivable, cash collection delays could occur, which would be detrimental to the current ratio. Second one is their profitability ratio. Dependence on non-operating income. Dependence on non-operating income revenue sources, including capital gains or one-time gains, has the potential to skew Seri Meru's actual operational profitability. The main source of sustainable profit should be the company's core operations. And the third one is the asset management ratio, which is high receivable collection period. An extended average accounts receivable collection period may be a sign of trouble getting payments from clients on time. This causes a delay in the cash flow from receivables. And the next part is the recommendation. So the first one is the liquidity. Liquid control overhead expenses. By negotiating or comparing prices, Seri Meru may be able to save money on a variety of overhead expenses, including rent, electricity, and insurance. They could also consider where they spend their time and effort. The second one is profitability. Seri Meru could create budgets. Seri Meru could develop budgets to assist in imposing stringent restrictions on the total amount that a business can spend on various sectors, hence reducing overall corporate expenses. Budgets can be used to reduce costs by capping salaries, restricting one-time expenses, and cutting administrative costs. The third one is asset management ratio. Figure out assets life cycle. Seri Meru need to know the life cycle of each of their assets, from the purchase to the disposal. Calculate how long they might use every asset. It will be simpler for them to decide when asset maintenance is most appropriate as a result. In the long term, they can also make more prudent purchases if they estimate the life cycle of their assets.
Hi, good morning. My name is Muhammad Faisal. My ID number is SIB 22070258. I'm going to present question 2 for this assignment. Analysis of Kawan Food's financial performance from 2002 to 2022. Kawan Food financial performance from 2020 until 2022 reveals interesting trends in revenue, net income, and expenses. This analysis aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the company's financial health and factors contributing to significant changes in these metrics. Trend analysis, revenue, net income, and expenses. Over the last 3 years, 2020, 21, and 22, Kawan Food's revenue has shown a steady increase from 2020 until 2022. Although the growth is slowing down in 2023, net income has fluctuated with a significant decrease in 2023 compared to 2022. Profit margin has been declining since 2021, reaching a worrying low in 2023. Analysis of revenue trend in Kawan Food 2020 to 2022. Consistent growth of Kawan Food's revenue exhibited a consistent upward trend from 2020 until 2022, driven by strong demand for its products and strategic market expansion. Effective marketing campaigns and a strong brand identity could have played a role in boosting Kawan Food's popularity and attracting new customers. Diversification of product, the revenue growth was fueled by success, introduction of new products, and effective marketing strategies tailored to the overseas market. Kawan Food likely conducted thorough market research to identify unmet needs and preferences in the overseas market. They then strategically developed new products to fill these gaps. Market penetration. Kawan Food's innovative approach to reaching diverse consumer segments contributed to the sustained revenue growth during the period. Analysis of net income trend Kawan Food 2020 to 2022. Profit margin expansion. Kawan Food achieved notable improvements in net income margins, reflecting efficient cost management and operational. Streamlining production processes, reducing waste, and improving resource utilization could have led to the cost saving. Investment returns. Prudent investment and effective resource allocation to high yielding prospects aided net income development. Financial resilience. The outstanding net income performance of Kawan Food exhibited perseverance in the face of market problems and economic uncertainty. Analysis of expenses trend for Kawan Food 2020 to 2022. Operational efficiency. Kawan Foods emphasized on operational efficiency, resulted in managed and optimized expenditures, which supported long-term profitability. Strategic investment. Strategic investment made by the organization were well aligned with the growth possibilities, reducing wasteful spending. Factors influencing financial metrics. Market expansion and diversification. Kawan Foods' strategic efforts to increase its product range and enter new markets had a substantial financial impact. The capacity of the corporation to provide items customized to people's interests and efficiently reach an explored market segment resulted in significant boost in revenue. Furthermore, effective expansion into emerging markets contributed to the total increase in net income. Next, cost management and operational efficiency. Kawan Food focused on minimizing expenses and operational efficiency was key in improving its financial indicators. The firm efficiently managed costs and increased net income by using lean manufacturing processes, resource optimization, and supply chain enhancement. Furthermore, Strict cost control and smart resource allocation lessened the impact of expenditure increases, assuring long-term financial performance. Consumer behavior and market trends. Kawan Food was able to predict demand patterns and proactively adjust its product line by understanding altering customer behaviors and market trends. The corporation maintained revenue growth by connecting product innovation with changing consumer preferences and health-conscious trend. Furthermore, proactive expenditures in research and development to answer rising customer requirements led to the financial data's added expenses.
Is from Jesulis. My ID number is SIV22070172. Trend analysis is the technique of examining present trends to forecast the future ones. For interfirm comparison is the process of comparing and assessing the performance of one company in relative to another company in the same industry. The goal of trend analysis is to make the best judgment possible based on the analysis finding. The goal of interfirm comparison is to increase efficiency by exposing participating firms' management as well as their possible weakness and their current accomplishment. The purpose of trend analysis is to determine market trends or project future trends based on historical performance data. For interfirm comparison, the purpose is to compare companies' product or services, financial performance, or any other relevant factors of orientation. Trend analysis looks and rely solely on internal data, but for interfirm comparison looks externally and internally for a broader perspective. Trend analysis try to improve their profit by increased satisfaction among customers. Trend analysis focus on recognizing patterns and consumer preference to improve customer satisfaction and loyalty. At the same time, company can adjust their strategy to changing market conditions. Meanwhile, interfirm comparison try to improve their profit by improving area of efficiency. It will allow company to identify areas of inefficiency in its own operation where their performance falls short from other competitors. The analysis is based on historical information that is released by the company. This performance might not be consistent if company decided to change their business model or enter into a different line of business. For example, if company B want to compare their profit margin with Alpha's company B have profit margin of 20%, while Alpha 15%. Company B might assume that their company is more profitable. However, Alpha might have recently launched new products that have high possibilities to significantly boost their future profitability. Ratio analysis ignores state of economy. Funds they cannot be used for comparison if the rate of inflation change between periods. For example, during economic downturn, companies' profitability ratio might be affected. Customers will lose their purchasing power and it will lead to reduce of demand for goods and services. As a result, companies' net profit margin might shrink and return on investment could be lower than usual. There might be manipulation of financial statement. Companies' management might manipulate their data in order to present more favorable picture of their company. For example, a software company that sells annual subscription face pressure to meet revenue target. Software company might manipulate their revenue by recording sales prematurely to present more favorable financial picture. Analysis of financial ratios does not include consideration of weather-related factors and seasonal factors. For example, if a company operating in sale closes will observe an increase in inventory level before the winter season. This is because there will be large production of sale closes done in advance to meet the supply and demand of sale closes in the peak season. Lastly, ratio analysis cannot be used to compare different industries. There is obvious differences in business models, operating environments, account practices, and also size and scale. Companies such as manufacturing company may benefit from economy of scales. However, for smaller companies, they don't have the benefit of economy of scale, so their efficiency ratios like cost per unit or operating margin will be different from larger companies.